welcome to part 4 of the FRS build. And part 4, tried to outline a little bit of what I'm going to do in this video, trying to keep a little more organized. We got the brakes. Currently, the calipers are on, and that's pretty much about it. From the brake master to the calipers, all that stuff needs to get finished off. So we need to figure out lines. I still need to figure out a hydro thing, which is kind of low on my priority list. I'll tackle that later. But I want to try to see if I can get some of the lines done, mostly because transporting a car without brakes, mostly unloading the car without brakes, is a bit sketchy. So I'd love to get some sort of brakes working so we can stop the car when it rolls off the trailer, instead of, you know, letting it just stop on its own when it hits, you know, the garage wall or something. We'll try to get some brake lines in and get the brakes working. We got some Hawk brake pads we're gonna throw in. We got the Hawk HP Pluses, which are a really good high bite, low temp brake pad. They're quite good for drifting, especially the hydro stuff. So they've got really good bite when cold. Yeah, that's hopefully we can get the brakes at least working. Maybe the fronts. I'm not sure if I have enough line to run the brake line all the way to the rear. So we'll just see what we can do. The next bit I want to try to do is some of the suspension stuff. Get that on. Currently, the car is sitting on full stock suspension. We've got a couple cool parts. We've got FDF's full front angle kit. This is, I believe they call it the Mega Kit. Comes with full new drop spindles, new lower arms, tie rods, and upper camber plates. This should give us, I think, like 67 degrees of angle. For coilovers, wasn't quite sure what to do here. I didn't want to spend a ton of money. I didn't want anything really cheap. So I kind of decided to go with Ohlins. Ohlins isn't really your common drift coilover suspension, but we've used them for other cars before. They're pretty good out of the box, good quality. Like I said, it's probably not the most optimal choice, but this is kind of more of a temporary coilover. I eventually want to get into something maybe a little more custom built for this, but the Ohlins I figured would be a good coilover to start with, and it'll be an easy coilover to sell later on. And we're starting to do a lot more of the 8.6 chassis, so these coilovers will probably end up on another car eventually. So, and then the FDF rear kit. So it's all different arms and stuff in the rear, all sphericals. It's got the rear lowering arms, so it helps regain some of the suspension travel. I think I'm still missing one arm from them. They ran out of one of the rod ends, so I don't know if I'll be able to get the rear fully done, but maybe I can get the coilovers on and the rear lower arms on and just some of it. We still are waiting on our entire rear subframe stuff. Siki told me it was supposed to be here a while ago, but we're still waiting for them. I don't have an ETA from them. I don't know. So anyways, we got a full rear end coming, so I'm not too worried about getting all the rear end stuff done because that's all coming back out again. And then the last bit, gotta get a seat in the car. Artsem doesn't like building cages without a seat for proper reason. You build the cage kind of around the driver, and if he doesn't know where the driver is going to sit, he doesn't know where to properly put the cage. So need to get that seat in the car. That's pretty important. Lots to do. Hopefully I can have enough time to film everything today. I'm trying to get all this stuff done today and the car loaded up today so I can head over to Minnesota tomorrow morning. Yeah, all right. I'm going to get to work. I got these little banjos with dual 3N outs. Problem is the bolts are just a little too long. When I thread them into the master, they bottom out. So had to just shave one down a little bit. it is time to move on to the fun stuff, the suspension. And we're gonna try to piece together this angle kit. It's an FDF angle kit. We're using Ohlins, just this old standard Ohlins Road and Track coilovers. Fit these FDF upper camber plates to the Ohlins coilovers. This is too big because we're gonna run out of range of motion. See how the pillow ball hits the bolt? And we also have to do the same thing with this collar here. We need all the range of motion we can, especially with how much camber and steering angle inclination and stuff and caster and all that stuff we have. There's going to be a lot of movement here, so we need to make sure we get plenty of range, otherwise we're going to probably just snap a shaft. That's no good, so let's see what we can do. For the inner tie rod, it's got these two little tabs, but actually does not. So just grind those down. Also, this isn't gonna fit in there with all three holes. So one little important tip with these rod ends is you have to make sure they're in the correct orientation where you have enough travel. So as the suspension arm goes up, this is going to pivot, right? So if this was already at the end of its limit and you try to pivot, it's going to create a lot of binding and can damage, could actually even break the bolt, this shaft. So you got to make sure you have everything, you know, in the correct range of motion. So right now we're at full droop, so I added just a little bit of angle so that when it does go to static ride height, it should be right in the middle of its range. Pretty much done. I don't want to say it's fully done, but it definitely has a bit more angle, which is nice. I still need to set up some limiters because I'm hitting the wheel on the tie rod, and obviously that's no good. Do that, you'll end up bending tie rods and breaking some shit. Also have some issues probably with the sway bar hitting. This is with the stock wheel as well, so I'm probably will run just a little bit wider, maybe like an 8-inch wide. I think these are like 7s or 7.5. And then I might have to play with some spacers, which means I'll probably have to do some over fenders. So these are the FDF arms. As you can see, there's lots of adjustment there. You can change your leverage of the suspension, so essentially changing your motion ratio. This one's for the sway bar end link, so you could actually change the stiffness of your anti-roll bar based on where you mount it. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna try to knock out this rear quick because I still need to get the seat in the car, and I need to get this thing loaded on the trailer because I gotta go to Artsem tomorrow to drop this off for some cage work. And it's like 9:30 right now, 9:30 p.m. So probably got a solid hour or two left of work, get it loaded, which means rearranging all of these cars. There's like 5 more cars outside, plus a car in the trailer. Yeah, it's just, I hate winter, just for this reason. About 11 o'clock. Suspension is all, I don't want to say done, on enough for it to be a full roller, and yeah, to get it over to Artsem's for the cage. One last thing to do, we need to get the seat installed, and I'm really hoping that's easy because it's 11 o'clock and I still got to load stuff up yet. And then I also gonna put a steering wheel on it, just try to get the seating position in about where I want it, so that the cage can be kind of built around that. So yeah, let's get the seat installed. Done for the night. Still gotta load up. It's 12:30, I think. It's like 15 degrees out, but got a bunch of cars to move around. I think there's a winch in there.
Don't forget to subscribe. Smash reply. Don't forget to subscribe. Smash reply. Don't forget to subscribe.